All right, so let's review the 3 biggest mistakes we see in our firm in using the Augusta Rule and how to fix it. 1, no documentation. So I have a lot of clients that just want to take full advantage of this, but don't document the event. So we need to know what the event is for. And with July 4th right around the corner, let's use that as an example. So I'm going to throw a July 4th party for all my friends and family, but there are clients that are part of that friends and family. I have clients that are friends, family, neighbors, associates that I want to invite to this party. So I'm going to throw a July 4th appreciation event. I'm going to document who I'm inviting to this party and actually illustrate all the details of the event. I might even send out an email and put that as part of my documentation to all my invitees to the party. Now I'll have people come to the party and I can then document who's there. I'll have pictures, I'll have an attendee roster. I'll put it all together so it's clearly documented that I threw an event and that clients and prospective clients were a part of that. So with no documentation, that's a problem. Now how do we fix that? We need to make sure we have a written rental agreement. So with my business, myself as a W-2 person, as a W-2 employee in my business, is going to have an agreement with my business, a rental agreement, just like you would if you went and rented out a space at a local hotel. You're going to have a written agreement for that. I'm going to do the same thing with my business. I'm going to have a written agreement. I'm going to have an agenda. So my agenda might be as simple as arrival at 5 p.m., introductions, thank you at 5:30, 6 o'clock, talk a little bit about the business, and then we're partying. So we can really have a fun July 4th type barbecue and make a business purpose for it. So remember, treat it like you're dealing with a hotel or a separate entity, and if you document those things, you could really enjoy yourself while having an expense for your business and putting money into your personal account tax-free. Now let's talk about the second mistake, and that's really about inappropriate pricing. So in mistake 1, we talked about not documenting and not having a rental agreement. Now if I have a rental agreement that says that for a 500 square foot space, I'm going to charge myself $2,000 or my business is going to charge me $2,000, we would never sign that. We wouldn't go to a local hotel and rent a 100 square foot space for $2,000. Now you want to have the same approach when it comes to applying the Augusta Rule and renting out your home. What is your home really worth to a third party person, to your W-2 self? What is your home worth to that business? And a good way to do this is figure out what rental rates are going in your local neighborhood. We could check Airbnb for rental homes. We can go and check with local hotels and say, hey, if I got a 4,000 square foot space, what would that cost? So we want to document what the price is and where we arrived at that price. And number 3 is personal or vague events. Now I talked about July 4th earlier in the video where I'm throwing the July 4th party. I'm gonna have a great time. We're gonna have friends and family and drinks and food. It's gonna be wonderful. You won't even know there's a business purpose if you came to my event, but I know it is because I'm gonna do some business purpose stuff. But I'm gonna document that, and that's how I take a vague event that's not deductible and make it a business purpose event. So if I have a July 4th party and I just expense it, and an IRS agent is questioning me about, tell me about the July 4th, sounds really personal, sounds like a lot of fun, but what's the business purpose? Well, let me tell you, Mr. IRS agent, what that business purpose is. Right here, I have an agenda. These are people that attended my event that are our clients. These are people that attended my event that are prospective clients. This is when I welcomed everybody. This is when I talked about my business. It could be as simple as me just getting everybody together and say, I want to thank everybody for attending today, our July 4th party. We're so appreciative of you and your friendship and your support of our business and our family. It could be super short, just like that, 30 seconds. I have a business purpose. And am I getting additional business from that? Sure. Who hasn't met somebody at a picnic and got a new client? Or am I showing appreciation to people that are already clients? Obviously. If you get invited by your insurance agent to a bowling alley, are you appreciative of that? And the answer is yes. So these events, although personal in nature, can really have a business purpose, and we can use that business purpose to write off the event from our business and put money into our pocket. Now keep in mind, without the Augusta Rule, I would have a July 4th party anyway. I would just be paying it out of my pocket. We do that every day. But with the Augusta Rule and with our S-Corp, we could still have that same event, but expense it from our business as a write-off and put that money in our pocket tax-free. Now look, the Augusta Rule is one of the easiest and best ways to move money from your business as an expense to your personal account tax-free, but it has to be done correctly. And most importantly, we reiterate that in all our videos, document a business purpose. Do not take an expense without explaining what the business purpose is. So documentation. Second, fair and reasonable, and don't be too vague. And it always comes down to really fully understanding what the business purpose is. So that's the Augusta Rule. Completely legal, wildly underused, and a great tax hack for you to use in your business. And as always, click the link below to book a free tax strategy for your business. That's Life in Taxes with Steve. See you next time.